YouTube. We are riding in a little bit of a poker run today. It's not a traditional poker run. Everybody's kind of starting out at the same time. They called it a shotgun start. But you can come and go as you want. And I think it's for a good cause. There was a couple different ones I was choosing from today. I used to go to church with the family of this one a long time ago. And they're raising money for their little girl to get a service dog, which I think is something cool to be a part of. It's something that she needs, and I think it's cool when the biker community can come together for something like that. So, yeah, I got a couple friends here with me. Josh is here, and then Eric. Both of those have been in some other videos of mine. And then Eric brought his wife Lacey today, so that's cool. I tried to get my wife to come, but she's never even sat on this bike, so wasn't going to happen today, but maybe eventually. But yeah, Josh is back up and riding. A few weeks ago, unfortunately, he laid that bike down. So I give him props. He's getting back on it, and it was just a low-speed crash, and it was actually in his neighborhood. You know, sometimes those things just happen, but luckily, I mean, the bike for the most part was okay. Busted the mirror and stuff. His crash bars, they did their job, so he lost those, but other than that, the bike's in pretty good shape. He had to run and get a battery this morning. Every time he'd shut it off, it would just, he'd have to jump it. So luckily he got that taken care of, and now we're just gonna, we're all gonna just go and hopefully enjoy a nice safe ride. We got a couple different stops to go to, but weather-wise, it's supposed to be pretty nice. I mean, partly cloudy. It's been cloudy most of the morning, but no rain in the forecast, so that's good. I was talking to one of the organizers, and he said last year that they had this same poker run, and unfortunately they had 2 bikes show up. There was a little rain in the forecast. He said it was definitely not what they expected, and so this year's turnout's a lot better. They really did a good job of getting this one, the word out on this one, Facebook, and just, you know, word of mouth, people that don't have Facebook but that seen it. So yeah, I think it's pretty cool. It's cool to be a part of stuff like this when somebody's in need. You know, especially with everything that's going on in the world today, man, I just feel like, you know, there are still good people out there, and that's what we, yeah, I wish the media would show more of that instead of just all the negativity, because yeah, there's a lot of evil out in the world, but there's also a lot of good out there. We just don't, unfortunately, we don't get to see a lot of it, because that's not what makes news, apparently. So other than that, we're just gonna sit back and enjoy. I'll probably be in and out today. I haven't made a video really in a while. I haven't made a good video in a while. So I've been watching a lot of other channels. I'm trying to figure out, you know, the best way to proceed with my channel. I tend to ramble a lot, which is fine. I see it a lot of others that tend to ramble, and they ramble about some pretty good things. But yeah, I've been following some other channels. DBest1A. I've been following him, and he seems like a really cool dude. He's been interacting with me on Instagram. If you haven't checked out my Instagram, it's Buckeye Drew Moto. Not a whole lot of pictures. I just try to take pictures of whatever I'm doing on the bike, wherever I'm at. So some of these pictures will be up there today. But yeah, he's he's been interacting with me a little bit, which I think is always cool. Especially, you know, he has quite a bit of followers. So if you haven't checked out his page, definitely check it out. He puts on a good show, good channel. He actually has been doing this new thing on Fridays, where he shouts out a couple channels, and that's what I think Dubs Rider, Crazy New Yorker, a couple of those guys I've started watching because of his shout outs. So he's really trying to do a lot for the motovlog community, which I think is awesome. Plus, it's always cool when you can just interact with people that have the same passion as you, because there's a lot of motorcyclists out there, but you know, there's not always a lot that you interact with all the time. I'm fortunate enough now where I have like about six close friends that ride, which has actually gotten me to ride a lot more. But before that, you know, it was me and my dad, which my dad gave me such a hard time, and I've talked about this before, but then he always makes excuses of why we can't go. Like, I mean, he went a couple weeks ago with me, and you know, he did that ride down to Portsmouth, but even that was like, both of those were kind of like pulling teeth. It's like, he always says he has stuff to do, which I understand. Like, you know, he's trying to do yard work and do stuff like that, but life's too short to always be doing stuff like that. And that's something that I've came to realize. Like, I used to be the same way. Like, I feared way too much. So either stressed about what needed done or stressed about what could happen to me on this bike. But I've talked about that stuff in the past. So if you're intrigued, go check out my other videos. But we're almost to our first stop. I have no clue what everybody's doing. Nobody wants to stay in a staggered formation. Seriously, they keep going back and forth, and it is quite annoying. I'm pretty sure they actually went the wrong way. But, I mean, I know where I'm at anyway. I'm still enjoying the ride. Just some guy pulled out in front of the group a while back. I thought those two up front, man, I thought we were going to have one of those YouTube videos where you see bikers gone bad after I just got done talking about all the good, man. They kept trying to box him in. I think they just wanted to say something to him, but he was an older gentleman. I don't think he realized he did it. I mean, it doesn't excuse the safety issue of it. I mean, it wasn't a close call or anything. He just pulled out and driving slow, and it just ticked the front tube off. It's the only problem with the shotgun start is when you get the leaders. I mean, these guys didn't sign up to be leaders, but they're definitely not taking us the right way. About north of where I live, so you see, I mean, there's a lot of farm around me. I grew up, this is the Greenville, Ohio area. I lived here for a few years. I didn't grow up here, but when I was younger, my parents bought a house out here. So this is what I knew for a while, and when we moved, I was so mad as a kid. Like, I just loved it out here. I thought I was going to be a farmer. But yeah, as a kid, I mean, I had four-wheelers, dirt bikes up here. We had a little bit of land. I was so mad when we moved up here because I came from the city, and then we moved out into the country, and I was so mad. So the first thing my dad did, like in the first 6 months, he promised me that if we moved out to the country, I'd get a four-wheeler. So after, it was probably 4 months, we moved up in September, and that Christmas, we got a new, it was a Suzuki 230, and that thing was fun. And then we had a little 80 dirt bike and some stuff like that. But it was fun, but I didn't have any friends that lived close around. There were some kids that lived like 2 miles down the road. They had a four-wheeler and they raised cows and stuff. there was only a few times I actually got to go down and ride with him. So a lot of times I got really bored. And but when we moved, I was so mad. I still hadn't made friends. We lived there for like a little over 3 years. I had made friends, and by the time we moved, I was really just at that point starting to make friends, like getting closer knit friends. And then we had to move again. I was mad. I mean, I don't think any kid's ever happy about moving. I mean, my daughter, my oldest now, she's 7, and she's always, Daddy, when are we gonna move? Daddy, when are we gonna move? Like, she wants a new house, but she doesn't want to move out of Brookville, which is kind of the way my wife is too. She loves Brookville as the town that we live in. On the positive side, it is a beautiful day. The humidity left Ohio again. It'll probably be back next week, but it definitely feels great right now. It's just in the 70s, low humidity, got the sun. Perfect riding weather. Yep. So we got a little extra miles in today. Said the first stop from our starting point was 20 miles. We're at 38 right now, so just got a little extra riding in, but basically the original route was supposed to take us away from all this so we didn't have to deal with the traffic or the lights. You know, a little more scenic, but this will work. But for the rest of the day, I don't know, there's a couple more stops. I know I can't wait to eat lunch. That'll be good. I don't even know what time it is. 1 o'clock. So yeah, it's Andrew's lunchtime. So hopefully this first place has food. If not, I'm gonna stop somewhere when we leave and get me some good grub. That food smells so good. Oh, here it is.